Welcome back to the channel. It's week 15. It seems like every day I feel an overwhelming urge to write down my thoughts, so as to not forget them. I view it as a way of getting to know myself better. For many months now, I've been doing just that. But at the beginning of 2022, I felt an even stronger urge to share my discoveries with others. It's why I started making videos. If done right, I found that others appreciate me sharing. Ever since I was a kid, I've always been thankful for those who have shared with me, even when they didn't need to. So, I feel encouraged to share my thoughts. Naturally, I feel insecure and sheepish about being so vulnerable. But by sharing, I feel connected with others and feel proud when I do. I guess I would call it a sense of love, and I've been fighting to not be afraid of it. Love is that feeling I've for so long neglected and repressed. I'm tired of feeling that. Nowadays, I share myself with others to be in love and to receive love. It feels great, especially when it's authentic. But I try to make sure I listen to that feeling that makes my heart rise up in my chest so that I don't start to feel it sink into my stomach. Where's the proof? A man cannot have a fixed judgment unless he thinks and acts about the same principles day in and day out. Therefore, I value the process of sharing my thoughts, being creative, making self-discoveries, giving thanks, and being in love with others. Detractors may disagree. However, time is not infinite, nor is my willpower. So I choose to direct my efforts towards the goals I deem valuable to me, and practice makes perfect. Self-reliance, the innate and naturalistic trust you have in yourself. How does the thyroid know the difference between right and wrong ways of selecting white blood cells? How does the body know how to keep itself alive? Does it matter? No, because you wouldn't be here if it didn't. The assumption is that the body knows what's best for the body, the mind knows what's best for the mind. The self knows the difference between right and wrong. No one else can tell you how it is, you just feel it, especially in your gut. So, the key is to listen to yourself. Individuality is one's natural sense of being. Individuality is the innate sense that makes you confident enough to say, I know, instead of, I think. Individuality is marching to the beat of your own drum. Individuality is not caring what others think, it's about caring for what you think. Self-preservation, or the pursuit and development of one's own self-interest. It's having an automatic and an unstoppable motivation to keep yourself alive. Self-preservation is you wanting to make a better life for your kids. It's you wanting to be healthy for your grandchildren. It's the desire to not give up and to always find a better way. It's the value the self attributes towards living. Those who value being alive do things to preserve their life. The collection of selves. It's the idea that a self is an entity that is uniquely individual yet consistent across a species. In other words, humans are like snowflakes. A collection of selves is the idea that more than one self exists and that each self can be treated as uniform and equal. The self is also a variable that varies infinitely. These are all just fancy ways of saying that each human is unique and individualistic, yet alike when compared to other humans. Advising the self is the idea that each self can look to the uniform law of selves and pass judgment on what's good and not good for one's own self. Each self has the capacity to pass judgment on what is best for one's own self and has the capacity to judge what is best for the collection of selves. In other words, there is no master self that knows more than all the other selves. It's why we believe in freedom and democracy. Advising the self is following the wisdom handed down by our other selves and applying it to one's own self. This advisement is based upon the observation that all selves have self-preservation and a sense of self-reliance. Balance is what we define as the laws of physics, thermodynamics, and gravity. It's the equal and opposite reaction. It's the conservation of energy. When self-preservation and self-advisement start to decay, we see the self become less reliant and less alive. So the self starts to be less reliant on itself when it starts to become more reliant on others. So the lessons I've learned this week: 1. Become more reliant on yourself by doing things that make you feel more reliant. 2. Become more of an individual by doing things that you feel are unique to you. 3. Become more interested in yourself by doing things that interest you. 4. Be more confident in yourself by knowing that you are an individual self and no other self is better than yourself. No one knows yourself better than you do. 5. Be a better version of yourself by advising yourself to be a better you. 6. In order for a new self to form, an older self has to be destroyed and its place must be given up to the new self. Balance is inevitable. I hope this video helped. If it did, be sure to like the video, and I'll see you in the next one.